Hello, hello, hello. I'm gonna try and be a little bit quiet because it is nighttime over here, but welcome back to another Toonkind at 12 FPS, if you will call it at 12 FPS. I don't know if we have an official name for these, but this is a solo FPS. It is just me. It is just me. Hi. There is no co host. There is no other silly little person sitting next to me, or sitting next to me in a computer beyond many feet away, maybe even miles. But it's just me, Sotoro-Ma, or just Soto. Toonkind's local little shadow. Uh, and today we're having a special little feature. I'm gonna be doing two solo FPS, and this is the first one. The second one will come at a later date, eventually, soonish, hopefully soonish. Be on the lookout for that. But today we have this FPS of I found you, you found me. For context on this FPS, this is set after the Sweetest Taste game series. It's a 5-parter, so it's a bit long. And it is also after Happy Family at 12 FPS with Sandy and Bon. You should definitely go listen to that one. They're the cutest little guys. And this FPS is set in the morning of that night. Because I'm pretty sure no one wants to try and get home to Toontown in the middle of the night after all of the adventures they've had in the past 24 hours. Because it's been a lot, and I don't think anyone wants to go on a midnight trip back home across the country. Uh, so, um, what I am assuming, I'm doing a lot of assuming here, mostly because we haven't really discussed most of this, but, what I am assuming is that the gang has probably, have already gotten some rooms in an inn just for the night, before they try and figure out their way back home, either via going to the nearest place that has a teleportation circle, or once at it again to using boats, and have a fun little travel montage, if they so desire. But I am assuming that they have gotten a room for the night in order to rest up, make sure everyone's doing okay physically. We're not talking about emotionally, because I'm pretty sure there's a big bag of worms. But just spend the night. Sandy was the one out first. Probably soon after, like some of the others as well. And it is a quiet night. You can probably hear some of the crickets doing the little song and dance. I'm not good at that. This is my first time doing a solo FPS, so word pictures. I am trying my best here with word pictures, especially like improv word pictures and all this stuff. So bear with me. And the night slowly wanes as the sky starts to slowly lit up into a more at first more of like a blue hue as the sun starts to creep up beyond the horizon. It's still hidden. It's still, the sun is not up at all yet, but it's that twilight, that brief before dawn brightness. And Sandy Sweet has woken up in a bed, probably with the rest of the group, either in their own separate beds or piled up. And she just lays there, quiet, eyes open as she stares up at the ceiling. It's a peaceful kind of quiet. I feel like she has gotten a lot of times where she's the only one awake when she suddenly wakes up in the middle of the night or near morning. And sometimes, honestly, it's nice. It's quiet. It's calm. She enjoys the calm. She likes the calm. She doesn't quite say that a lot often. She is a hyper little girl, but she does enjoy these quiet moments. And it's been a few days. And she can hear the snoring of the others and their breathing, and it's settling. It eases her, and it's nice. But she's a little bit hungry. Uh, so, she slowly and very, very quietly gets off from the bed. I'm pretty sure she had to maneuver her way around the others. I'm probably betting some of them are bundled up next to her if they could. I just slowly slip away and slowly tiptoe over, grabbing her shoes, and very, very quietly open the door and close the door. She starts walking down the hall. It's quiet. It's really, really quiet. There's probably only the muffled sounds of maybe like, since it's an inn, I'm guessing there's also like a bit of a tavern on underneath them. Probably the noises of food starting to be made for breakfast, probably bread and such. And so she slowly makes her way down, quiet as can be, until she arrives at the first floor where the tavern food place is at. And there's probably still like a few people, like travelers, adventurers. Like it's Inkwell, it's Jory. I'm sure there's adventurers everywhere in almost every inn. But she makes her way down, and she can smell the rising bread and start of breakfast. And she goes and probably goes up to the tavern keeper, probably asking for a little bit, maybe some bread, maybe a little bit of a snacky. Probably being told that sure, her handing over some money and very patiently waiting by the stool as she like gets up on it with a hefty creak, but she doesn't quite feel comfortable right now to not be stone skinned. So she waits very patiently. The door opens. She doesn't really quite pay too much mind except for glancing back a little bit. And she stops. And the person that walks through walks forward. Sandy, you're awake. And Sandy looks up at Lluvia. And she smiles and is like, "Yep, I was hungry." Yeah, I bet. It's been been a bit. I've kind of been up all night. Oh, you have? Yeah, I have been packing up, since I'm going with you guys. Oh, right. Uh, so you are coming with us then? Yes. And Yuya just laughs and is like, yeah, yeah, um, yeah. It's going to be interesting. I've only been to Toontown once. Um, I heard from Mixbon that they have somewhere that we could, that Dr. Ken Call and I and Obsaprad could stay at in the meantime. I'll probably have to figure out something for myself, but it'll be interesting. It'll also be really nice since, you know, I guess we'll be able to hang out more. Sandy, she smiles, but it's there's a little bit of something there that doesn't really bring like a full, bright, happy smile that she usually does. And Lluvia sits next to her. She calls over to the tavern keeper and just asks for a glass of water. And she promptly gets handed one. So, couldn't sleep? Yeah. Well, technically, I did actually sleep. I did sleep. I just kind of passed out. Uh, and then I just woke up in the bed. It was really cozy bed though. I bet. Cozy beds, huh? Yeah. They're really, really nice. I didn't really expect like beds to be so soft and cozy, but they are. Just like you said, they were, and I think I knew that before, but so like it's really really nice. And then sometimes I bundle up with Vaughn, and like the feathers are really really soft, so like that's really really nice too. Sounds like the two of you are close. Mhm. I'm close with basically everyone. Though I kind of really want to be more closer to Banana. They're like my friend now. I'm pretty sure. Have I told Banana that we're friends? Yes, I have. I think I have. I have. I have. I have. I have. I have. Okay. But like, we're peers. You've learned a lot of words, haven't you? And Sandy just kind of like grins and is like, I am super smart now. Probably not as smart as you, though. And I'm still learning a lot of words. But I've been better about asking about words that I don't know. Because originally I didn't really ask super much. Because it's like, how do you not know that word? But everyone's been really, really good about telling me the words. Even though sometimes they tell me to tell that they're going to tell me later. And then sometimes they forget to tell me later. Which is okay. But I try and ask again later. Yeah. Well, if there's any words that they forget to tell you, maybe I can help you with some of them. And Sandy grins and is like, yes! That would be really nice. I'm gonna miss whenever you were teaching me all the little fun words and fancy words and all that. Yufia kind of like laughs at that. And she takes a sip of water and it's like, well, have you been practicing your Dwarvish? And Sandy kind of like winces a little. And she's like, not super really. No one really knows Dwarvish. And it hasn't really come up much. Which is fine. It's fine, I think. I still know words and everything, but Everyone else is using common and then Growlix. I still need to learn more Growlix. Uh, Yoga kind of like snorts a bit as she's like taking a sip at that, but she doesn't say anything. Uh, but yeah. Um, so no, I haven't been practicing, but I've been practicing inside my head. So I think that counts for something. Well, if there's no one else to practice with, then I guess it should count for something. And Lluvia kind of like settles in, sighs, and then the tavern keeper gives a plate of bread with like a side of like butter and some jam. And Sandy very happily starts dismantling the fresh baked bread and is just munching down. Jovia's just happily watching and such. And Sandy kind of like blinks up and then offers a piece of bread, and Lluvia happily partakes. She does not deny the bread. She happily partakes in it. And they both kind of like sit in the quiet for a little bit. Lluvia? Yeah? So, Bon is thinking about getting a house. It's not an apartment. A house. Like, with multiple rooms. That's not just like no rooms and a bathroom. Uh and was thinking about like having maybe an extra room. And if you wanted to come over or if you wanted to stay or anything, you could if you wanted to. You don't have to. I and Sandy kind of like looks down. I I've missed you. And I think I don't really know a lot about you now. And I think that makes me sad. I think it makes me scared. 'Cause I know you. But it's been a lot has happened. A lot has happened. Sandy kind of like collects herself before and like very clearly was on the verge of tears. But like collects herself like a lot has happened, and I've grown. I think. My Bond has said that I did grow. So maybe I did. But it's been a while. Yeah. Yeah. I. I'm glad you got a lot of friends. I'm. They all went looking for you. They all came here looking for you. And I'm betting you have a lot more. They all seem to care a lot. They seem to care a lot about you. Yeah. I'm lucky. I'm really, really lucky to have found all of them and that they wanted me to stay. I think I was scared that they didn't want me to stay at first. It's been lonely since I left, especially without you around. It's been lonely without you. Do you want to come to my apartment? You have an apartment? Yeah. I didn't live in back at the facility. Uh I was able to have an apartment here in, well, not in the outskirts of town, really. Not really here in town. Uh yeah. Okay. And Lluvia gets up and uh, gives a hand to Sandy as she hops out from the stool as well. And Sandy does a happy little wave of the tavern keeper as the tavern keeper waves back. And both of them exit the inn. The light has gradually filled in a little bit more. The blue from the sky, the dark blue from the sky lightens into a little bit of an orange peeking out from the horizon of the trees. And they both walk, taking their time. Have you lived by yourself then? And Lluvia nods and is like, yeah. I don't have roommates, so that's nice. Well, yeah. You'll see. I am at, it's a small apartment. It only has like 2 floors. I'm on the second floor up. It's a nice little small place. And they didn't ask any questions about me asking to live there, so that's also an added bonus. Oh, yeah, I guess that's nice. And they kind of walk a little bit more, letting the quiet filling the gaps. The birds are singing, and there's still that a bit of a winter breeze there, but it's slowly fading off with the light of the sun. They walk, they probably do a little bit of small talk as they continue going forward until they go into the forest, and there's a path to a little, like a small apartment building. And it's not like relatively anything large, it's made out of brick and such. And they go inside and head towards the stairs as Lluvia kind of leads the way, and Sandy is just taking it in, looking at everything. And it's weird, foreign for her a little. It's weird seeing somebody you were close with have a completely different life now. And it's been so long since the two of them talked, and it's that feeling of being out of place. She doesn't say anything. She just follows along with Lluvia as they will reach towards the end of the hall to the last door there. And Lluvia goes in her dress pockets and pulls out a set of keys that have little charms on them, and puts in the key and turns and opens the door. Both of them go in. And the inside is filled with glow-in-the-dark stars in the ceiling. And there are jellyfish hanging from the ceiling. There's a lot of small paintings in the walls. And there are lights of what looks to be a small little aquarium. Walking in further, there's a kitchen to the right, a living room to the left. Behind them is doors to the bathroom and to what seems to be another bedroom. But right now, Lluvia, leads Sandy towards the living room, and there, instead for a couch, is like a bean bag, a giant bean bag, with like a stuffed giant star and probably like the equivalent of Squishmallows, I'll be honest. And Yuvia kind of like flops down and does a little pat next to her, and Sandy kind of looks at it and she very, very carefully flop and kind of giggles a little. This is nice, right? I been gathering some of these stuff. I've already put away all the shelves and everything. So those are done packing. I just need to get a few other things. I need to take down the stars and all the jellyfish I put up. But it's nice. Yeah. Yuvia? Yeah? Did you miss me? And Yuvia kind of takes a moment and she shuffles a little bit closer to Sandy. Here, let me show you something, okay? Let's get up. I know we just sat down, but, and Sandy kind of blinks and they both get up as Lluvia grabs her hand and very, very gently guides her towards the bedroom door and opens it. In the bedroom, there are some things already started to be packed away, but there are two separate beds. One of them is shuffled with blue blankets, and another at the corner is filled with a brim of plushies and with soft pinks blankets, all neatly folded and covering the bed. And Sandy kind of just blinks, and Lluvia squishes Sandy's hand. I've been looking for you. Apparently you're kind of hard to find for me, but I was trying to look for you. And if I did find you, and if you were all alone, that's for me? Yeah, and Lluvia goes and hugs Sandy and kind of like buries her face into her hair that is loose and long. I was scared. I was hoping you were okay. I really was hoping you were okay. And I missed you a lot. And I was scared if you were gonna get hurt or if you were fed or... I'm sorry I didn't come fast enough. And whenever I found you at the park, I was so happy and I was so excited. And you were telling me you had friends and if I could come over in the end. And was happy that you were safe and happy and so full of life. Lluvia, I didn't want you to go back there. I didn't want you to feel trapped back there again. Lluvia? She has melted a little bit. Kind of melting into Sandy a bit as her form kind of starts to drip into water, like halfway into water, still maintain its form, but dripping. Lluvia, I know it wasn't you, so it's not. I wanted to keep you safe. I wanted to keep you safe. And I thought I found a way to keep you safe. And then you were gone. And I was here. And I waited and I looked and I was looking for you too. I was looking for you. I didn't immediately find friends and go on adventures and all that. I was looking. I was. And Sandy's hugging tight at Lluvia. I was looking. And every time I could find time to look for you, I tried to look for you. Because I knew that you couldn't have been gone. He took you away. And you didn't come back. And you didn't come back. And you didn't come back. And I knew. I knew you wouldn't leave without me. Not fully. Sandy, we were gonna get out together. That was the plan. And Sandy kind of just pats Yuvia's back as Yuvia kind of like turns to see her. I kind of fucked up the plan. But, I fucked up the plan, didn't I? No, Sandy, you... Apparently I hurt people. Well, I know I hurt people. I tell myself I don't feel bad about it. We were planning on doing it together, and you were going to open the doors, but I couldn't open the doors. And honestly, I didn't try to open the doors. Because I was angry and scared. Sandy, it's not you. And they're both quiet for a bit. I don't feel bad about it. Lluvia kind of blinks a little bit at that. I think I don't have really good influences. I think that's the word for it. Sandy kind of laughs a little bit. Lluvia kind of like smiles, but like is looking a bit confused. But I know that is not your fault. And it's their fault. It's his fault. And the thing I don't know is why. And Sandy kind of like pushes Lluvia so that the both of them can be looking at each other eye to eye. I don't know why you decided to stay here. If you, I. And Sandy looks around looks around at everything, the markings of like a space that is lived in, kept. If you got out, why did you come back? Why were you with them? And why were you helping them? Because he hurt us. A lot. A lot. And didn't mean it. I don't know. And Sandy kind of just like huffily like stumps her foot. I don't understand. It's plain and simple. I don't understand why you will help someone who hurt the both of us. And you staying here. Because you could have left at any point. But you stayed here. Lluvia looks at Sandy. And she motions to the bed. She lets go of her and sits down at the bed's ledge. And Sandy follows and sits down next to Lluvia. My memory's a bit fussy on all of it. I'm not going to lie. But we had our plan. It was to unlock the door. And unlock the rest of all the doors that we could get to. Well, you were gonna do that. Yeah. Because I knew how to unlock the rest of the doors. I only figured out how to unlock ours. Well, I didn't really figure it out. I kind of just... You hit it. I hit it. And I was going to get the stinky gasoline and oil stuff. And once everyone was out, if we're gonna light the fire. And then it was going to be over. But we were supposed to run really, really fast. Yes. We were supposed to run really, really fast. The plan changed. A little bit. Yuga kind of tries to compose herself. I talked with Kanko. We don't talk. I know. But I was able to prove that we should be let go. I made my case, I guess, in simple words a little. I made a case. I made an argument. And I stood my ground. And they listened to me. Because I don't know why. And Yuya kind of fidgets with her hands. I don't know why they decided to listen to me this time. But I made an argument. And I was able to make them listen. And he let me out for a little bit. And they were going to think on it. And the hopes, at least I was hoping, that he would let us all go. Let everyone go. Or at the very least, let the both of us out. But then I fucked up the plan. It made everything really, really messy. And it was my fault. But it's not your... Sandy, I left you alone and I didn't tell you what happened. You couldn't! I didn't tell you what happened. And you did as we planned. You did as we planned. And it's my fault. And I didn't want to leave everyone that got hurt alone. And I desperately, desperately hoped that you weren't hurt. But why did you stay? Everyone looked fine now. Everything looked fine. Everything was fine. And you could have just left the stupid doctor. Sandy, they needed my help too. And I they taught me more things, and I could learn more things, and I could help others too. Lluvia kind of like looks down. Actually, I'm gonna make Sandy roll insight on that, actually. What's Sandy's insight? Yeah. You helped people? Yeah. All the time? And Lluvia starts fidgeting more. Lluvia? I was gone a really long time. I think years. Now. And you were there for years now. And I know you're not telling me everything. I'm not. And I'm a big kid. And I can take it. What's wrong? And Yuya seems to visually drip again. In order to help some people, I had to hurt others, too, I guess. I You weren't the only one to hurt people. And I've hurt people too. And I hurt people because Dr. Kanko told me to. Because that's what was needed. You don't have to listen to them. But I do. I had to. Even if I didn't like it. You don't have to. You don't have to listen to anybody and do things you don't like. It's not that simple. It is. Yeah, my friends, my family, don't make me do things that I don't want to do. They give me a choice. And they don't force me to do anything. Well, sometimes they force me to eat my veggies. But I kind of picked that up because, like, Gilly doesn't really like eating his veggies. But it doesn't matter. I get to choose. And yeah, sometimes it's like I need to listen to what they say because this is good and everything. But it's not stuff like hurt other people. I get to choose to hurt other people. And we're out. And Sandy very firmly grabs Yuvia's hands and clasps them together. We're out. The both of us. And the place is gone. And yeah, Dr. Kenko is still here. But you can be with us, and you can do whatever you want to do, and you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And we could be happy together, like you talked about, like you told me, of having cozy beds and warm food and books to read at night, and going outside and taking walks and seeing the sun, and going to the ocean. And you told me so many things. And you made me want to be outside. And you made me want to be outside. And I was. And I really, really liked it. Like you told me. You told me I was going to like it a lot. And you were right. I'm not crying. Lluvia, you made me want to see better things and taste more candy. It's really, really good candy. And be happy. Because you told me that I am a very happy person. And I'm really, really sweet. And so I wanted to be really, really sweet and a happy person. And you can be too. And we can be together now. Like, for real, for real. And there will be no switcheroos, no getting trapped back underground. Lluvia, you can be happy. You're laughing, crying. I am. It sounds really nice. Yeah. And it can be really nice. I don't know. I care about them. I care about Dr. Kanko. I do. Why? Because he's the only family now. The only thing close to a family I have now. They're not. No, but they can be cruel, and they can cheat, and they can lie, and he doesn't tell me everything, but he teaches me things. He taught me things. He showed me the way I had to do things. He got me my umbrella now that it works like a wand, and I got to figure out how to do magic better. And he treats me fairly, and then he forces me to go outside and take vacation days. But they hurt us. And we hurt them. But they hurt us more. We didn't have warm food. We didn't have a cozy bed. We didn't have the sun outside, which is very, really important for your developmental growth. Things changed when you left. So, I don't want to leave them alone. I don't want to leave them alone. And this is a want. This is something I want to do. And Sandy very, very seriously looks at Lluvia. And Lluvia kind of like looks back with a kind of determined look. Okay. I don't understand it. You don't have to. Yeah, but it feels bad. It feels bad. And you should come with us. Fully. You don't have to stay where Doctor is at. You can stay with me and Mother. Bon. Keep calling them that. Like, well, okay. So, like, Bon adopted me. They did. Yeah. They adopted me. And because they aren't really a mom and they aren't really a dad, I kind of mished the two together so they're Mother. Hey, don't laugh. I'm sorry. Don't. No. Sandy very playfully, like does the fist at the back of Lluvia as Lluvia kind of tries to not laugh, but it kind of makes her laugh a little bit more. Sorry. So they adopted you? Yeah. And they adopted Marcel too. So Marcel is like my brother, and Gilly is also like my brother, and then there's Bob. You haven't met Bob. And then there's Tally, and there's Rad, and then there's Russ, and Primrose is a really nice friend, and there's Tobias, and then there's Banana, who's also a really nice friend. You met Banana. And there's a lot of people there that are really, really super, super nice. There's like Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, and I also make cat. There's so many. Yeah. And I think it'll be super duper good for you to, well, not necessarily to like become, to like join, you know, I don't know how the legal paper works or whatever is with all that, but I think it'll be good if you got out. I have gone out. No, but spend more than just vacation days, whatever. And just be happy and not think about all that stuff. Well, you don't have to like not think about it all the time, but And then you get to decide if you do want to be with Dr. Kenko. Because they're not really, really nice. And they hurt Banana. And they hurt us. So I won't tell you to not do what you want. But I am offering you a chance to do other things. And maybe we can sleep over together? See the stars together? Maybe we can go to the ocean together? And you can meet everyone that I've met. And I've been really, really, really excited for you to meet everyone. Fully. Without all the dramatics and everything. Because I think we could all get along. And I get to have my best friend, my first friend, meet my family. I think that would be really nice. And they both hug. Kind of just tired and soft. After a bit, they both kind of shuffle within themselves, and I'm guessing they do a few little small talks and jokes back and forth, and Sandy starting to now explain all the things about each of her friends, her family that she has found and created. All the fun little details and fun little bits. Everything that Lluvia has missed in Sandy's life. Something that Sandy has always, since she left, been wanting to do. And Lluvia finishes packing up. The stars now in boxes, the jellyfish in boxes, aquarium emptied out, and any of the creatures within it in safe bags and bags and bags. And all put inside a little small suitcase that seems to fit many things inside. Like magic. And Lluvia, with Sandy in hand, closes the door behind her to her apartment and locks it, taking off the key for it from her keychain as they both make their way downstairs, and Lluvia leaving the key behind at the counter. They walk back to the inn, kind of shifting more happy conversations. Sandy happily explaining all the kinds of shops in Toontown and talking about the studio escapades she has wandered into. As the sun finally is above the horizon, clouds shifting from the orange and pinks into the whites in the sky, fully in that nice sky blue, as they go into the inn. But probably just before everyone wakes up, set and ready to go. And I think that is I Found You, You Found Me. Toonkind at 12 FPS. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here, and thank you for my lovely audience here. I I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good morning. Keep your loved ones close to you and hang on to them tight. I'll see you later. Bye.